welcome to Age of Listening. This is going to be entitled Phil Schofield Update Part 3, I think is the thing. I was asked to do an update by somebody, so I shall do an update. If you've got a question on anything on the internet, just give me a question and I'll do it as soon as I can, you know, the next day even, as I'm doing now. I have got a disclaimer. I don't actually know, because I don't watch any TV, apart from Netflix and Amazon, to be fair, that's a disclaimer. But I'm struggling with Netflix at the moment, I really am. But anyway, that's going to come to an end soon. But I watch Amazon and YouTube and a bit of Rumble. So if it's not on there, I don't know what's going on. And but I can tell you that I did a reading on him that I didn't upload to YouTube, because quite frankly I was a bit chicken poop about it, because when he gave this interview at the time and everyone was saying that he was due to leave this mortal coil, I got the opposite. I definitely didn't get that. My reading was the exact opposite, and what I got was the 9 of Cups. Very smug, very a plan was coming in, he'd be given a new job, everything was going well, and he was looking at the situation feeling very happy about himself, and I thought, how can I put that up with the media kind of saying, you know, oh, poor thing, poor thing. I just thought people aren't going to get it. Media card. So I just kind of thought, right, okay, I'll just shelve it. And then a few days later, I heard that, you know, he'd been offered a different job somewhere. But I'm saying this to you because and you know, it's a shame I didn't keep the spread really. But whatever comes out now, I want it to be known that what you're seeing is a show. I got a big impression from the cards that it was organised for him to go through this, and that he was being ruminated. Is that a word? Given money. And so he kind of had to play this, and he was told, just play the game, because you're going to get a poop load of money, so don't worry about it. Okay, just don't worry about it, and just play the part. That's what I got. And that he was very smug, very content, satisfied with the outcome. Now that sounded so odd and so weird at the time, that whilst he was, you know, being interviewed, that I just thought, everyone's gonna think I'm mad, so I didn't put it up. But anyway, that's where this is going. I'm coming from that place, so I'm going to do a simple spread, and let's see where we go. Right, I've shuffled these within an inch of their life, and I'm going to tune in now to the cards, and I just need to be silent for a bit because I don't want to get this wrong. This is him. This is the situation. This is the past. This is the atmosphere. Okay. This is the near future. I think I'm going to turn that around, but I'll leave it there for a minute because I don't do upside downs. This is the advice, or the clarifier, and this is another clarifier. So this clarifies this and this clarifies this. Okay, this is the main and this is the clarifier. So this is, let me get this right, so this explains the full situation, and this is clarifying it. Right, so I'm going to bear that in mind. So here is a man, this is wisdom sitting outside of the gates of the city. This is somebody who has done all of the work and now has the ability, the riches, the opportunity to retire, and to look at what he's been involved in. So you could call this media land, right, inside the walls of the city gate. So he's been involved in that, but he's able to now kind of do that kind of retiring. I mean, and it's a bit of a reset card, because although you've got an elderly man here, it's got sort of Sophia at the gates of was it Israel? I don't know, it's been a long time since I did my Bible. But this is the Ten of Pentacles. It's generational wealth, it's hidden knowledge, it's completion and renewal leading forward to a new cycle. It could also mean, this also can mean DEATH, can mean that, because he's an elderly man moving on to his new cycle, because he's spent a lot of time within the city gates. And you've got the Hangman to clarify it. The Hangman is basically being calm in times of tribulation, and talking about greater wisdom and understanding. So yeah, that's quite interesting. Okay, let's move on here. Absolutely, King of Wands makes it happen. He is the guy that makes things happen. If I was to say something very negative about this type of past, because wands are all about energy. It's pure energy. It's just right, and he has been that. He's had people at his feet. But we have got, and by the way, I've been not looking at the cards properly actually. So, you know what I just said here? I've just seen it here. So again, this is the beginning of a new cycle. It doesn't necessarily, as yet, I'm not going to go through the cards separately. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's the physical. Although that's a little bit interesting, but I think if that's going to happen, I'm thinking it might not be at his own hand. I'm just saying it. I just feel it, so I've got to say it, because he's being left out in the dark at the moment. And there is chaos, and there wasn't chaos last time. It was the Nine of Cups. We're not in the Nine of Cups now. We're now in the Five of Cups. And this is always being left out in the cold. So So let's move on. This is the atmosphere, but this is the situation. So he's being paid because this is earthly gifts. So it's talking about the material and physical world. It's not spiritual. It's not it's not mental. It's life experiences and everything that we receive in sort of the physical and material world, okay, which can give us stability, health, safety, security, that sort of thing. That's what it means when that's being offered. So he's in a place, a situation where something is offered, but it's something quite small because it's the beginning of something new is being offered. That's the situation that he's in. Something has come to an end, but he's being offered something small because the atmosphere is, he's probably, and I'm just getting this intuition wise, okay. I've heard through YouTube something that probably a month ago or so, that he had been offered a job. So he probably has. He's probably been offered a great job, and I just don't know. I don't know the result of it, and I don't know how it goes. Literally, I just don't know. Sorry, but whatever has happened in between, something has ended. He's out in the cold. He's been offered something which isn't that great. Now that's what I've got so far. So let's move forward, shall we? New partnership. So there is a sort of a new partnership that may be coming his way. And with this, now this is upside down. So for me, if I was to look at upright, I would say, to clarify this, there's some sort of sweetener, there's something that's tempting. It's a very young Page of Cups, but it's to do with the imagination. So if I was to do these two, then he's being offered, or he is feeling that he's getting to feel optimistic about something coming his way, and he's in his head about it. Because this is kind of the young man who's in daydream land. So something ending, something is beginning, a possible dream he's got that could lead to a new start somewhere. But let's have a look then at the near future. Now that is upside down, but actually let's look at it the right way, because that's what I normally do. So you have the 10. Tens are a new beginning. With the swords are behind him because these are all the lessons that he's learnt in the past, which is why it's behind him. Okay, so swords mean truth, clarity, ideals, things that he's, fortitude, you know, things that he's, that, you know, that the battles that have gone on in his mind, all of that is accumulated in information and knowledge, and he's got that moving forward into where he's going. So the other way to look at it is the V. So we've got, this is him, and it's either physical, but as I say, either it won't be by his hand, so in other words it'll be unexpected, right? Or, oh, don't lose my train of thought, it could even be just something natural that he didn't see coming and no one saw coming. Because there's a lot of restarts here. But if I was to look at these three here, this is him, this is where he's going, and the situation is kind of moving into because this is a seed of future fulfillment. So okay, this was not going where I thought it would go, if I'm honest. Now we can see this as an advice card. It can be viewed as that. Because this is a very innocent, this is a person who's quite innocent and unaware of what they're getting into. This can be very childlike and not really realising the full situation. Quite immature. And clarifying. So, okay, so he has got to, if I look at this, sorry guys, if I look at this as advice for his situation, he's got to use his imagination. Doesn't seem to fit for me. This is about being optimistic. I still can't get over the atmosphere is he's being left out. Because if he's going through a new door but he feels left out and he's been offered something poopy, he's not going to be too happy about that. And here he's got the a fresh start, because, you know, the Ten of Swords is about past lessons learnt and surrendering to a completion and a renewal and moving forward, because this person may feel a bit put on and he might have to use his imagination to get himself out of this situation, because we've got here new partnerships. So somebody is offering him, somebody's going to offer him this new partner. That's what I said initially, didn't I? I said there might be, I think they might partner him up with somebody. But at present, and that's in the future, this is in the future. So somebody might be throwing him a bone because they're going to partner him up, and it might be something new and that he's got to kind of restart again. Wow. Okay. Gosh, I hate it when it's like that. But I mean, this is to look at the whole thing, and if I was to look at this with somebody's future, it's next stage of life here. This is next stage of life, and you're seeing things in a whole new perspective. This is seeing everything in a whole new light. Are we going to see things in a whole new light? Because he's moving on. This is definitely moving on. And we've got here, oh, I didn't check, but we've got 10, 10, 5 for chaos, because this is chaos. These aren't really, I'm not that fussed about those. Okay, so I'm going to ask, what was he hoping for from that interview? Should we do that? What was he hoping for that interview? because he didn't get it, I don't think. But let's see. What was he hoping from that interview, and all of that worries me, because the thing is, there's a lot of us that know or think, allegedly, that we're not being given the whole story. Because otherwise, why would he worry about somebody who was being filmed when the boy looked under 14, didn't he, in the video when he was caught, and he didn't like it, and he got very scared. Why would you be worried about that? Anyway, allegedly. So, what was he hoping? Is that what you'd like to hear? I'm just trying to think. What would you like to know? Did he do something worse? Shall we ask that? Okay. Let's ask, because, you know, a lot of people are going, well, you know, that person was of the age. Well, we know that he was interacting with this young person. He was interacting with the person years before, and he was caught having a meal, didn't he? Probably the parents had just gone to the toilet and left him. We don't know, do we? We don't know. It's all up in the air, isn't it? Right, sorry, I'm just, let me get my head, let me get my head right. So let me get the right question. What's the right question? I know. How does he feel about what we think, what some of us thinks that he may have been up to? Right, one more. What does he feel about all of that? What does he feel about what he's being accused of? Ooh, here we go. Feels very defensive. He does what he wants to do. He pleases himself. This is my he's always going to think about himself card, and he's trying to get away from that. Okay, he's trying to move away from that. But the question was, how does he feel? These are all upside down, so I'm just going to turn them all this way. In the past, he feels judgment. He feels a lot of judgment about it. What does he feel? There's a certain amount of ambivalence here. A certain amount of ambivalence. So in other words, kind of, well, yeah, okay, they don't like it, but hey, I don't really care. Hey, they judge me, but hey, I don't really care. There's a lot of toing and froing in his mind right now, but in the past he has felt judgment about it. Working very hard. How does he feel about it? How does he feel about it? This is accomplished. He feels very accomplished He's accomplishing. That's the atmosphere at present. He's accomplishing, okay? And the situation, though, is the truth. It's the Ace of Swords. The situation around him is one of it's the mind, it's justice, it's kind of his ideal, but he's been offered this. It's the Ace of Swords. I feel this is a certain amount of arrogance in this. It's a positive card, so he feels very positive about what he feels about it. Comme ci, comme ça. But he is at the moment, it's quite, you know, this is the mastery card. It's action, accomplishment. He's busy, busy bee. And in the near future, Knight of Cups, coming with cup in hand. Knight of Cups is somebody who is very romantic, charming, imaginative. Usually, well, this is, they say heart on the sleeve. Where's his heart on his sleeve? But this person likes pretty things, okay? Likes pretty things. And you can tell because you've got the fish on here, where it really goes with what goes with his emotions. He really goes with it. He trusts his feelings on that, supposedly. Now, the advice or the clarifying from here, I don't tend to like to go with the swords. I tend to look at this as 3 heads are better than 1, just because it's shown with clouds around and lots of rain. If it was just the 3 of Swords in kind of the more traditional deck, then 3 means growth and creativity. It's expressing. It takes the rough with the smooth. This is taking the rough with the smooth, and I think he's taking the rough with the smooth. I'm looking at this and I'm just saying he takes the rough with the smooth. But yeah, let's go to this as well anyway. So Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords rushes in where others fear to tread. This is somebody with to clarify the situation. So if I do that, with the Knight of Swords, here we have somebody who seizes the moment. But this is the situation that he's surrounded by. So there's a bit of trouble here. But he's working right now. He doesn't feel I think he knows there's opposition, but he's working diligently, and I feel that he is, I feel that if he comes cup in hand, it'll be all right. If it comes cup in hand, it will be all right. So although this person, this situation is coming at him, I think he thinks, it'll be all right. It'll be okay. Not bothered. Not bothered. Not bothered. But if I use this as the clarifier, 3 of Swords is creating and connecting, sparks flying, communication, energy, this is talking your way into, or talking your way in a situation. Lots of people, lots of minds coming together, talking, lots of conversation. So if we move that, we just have that. This is the sword of truth. And he's doing lots of juggling. He's taking the highs with the lows, but he's working really hard, and he feels that he can, it'll be all right, cup in hand, it'll be fine. So my question is then, and we can see this because he is, yeah, so we know what this card is, and but he is moving to kind of new pastures, because this is harmony, cooperating, going towards stability. That's cracking with the Judgment. Wow. What other question before I give up on this do I think that you will like? I don't even know. I know he was offered a job, and I don't think he's, with the Two of Pentacles, I don't think he's taken it at all seriously. I mean, Two of Pentacles is what you want versus what you should do. It's a real push and pull. It's flexibility, it's juggling. But it's certainly not depressed, is it, about what's happened? Certainly not. Certainly not. Gosh, I wish I could do this live and you guys just ask me questions, because that would be so much easier to find out what you guys want, what sort of art, because I really couldn't care in the sense, and I don't mean that arrogantly, and you know, it's just the BBC hires within. That's why there's a lot of trouble, because it's very inbred. You have to know someone that you know, because everyone knows everything, because everyone knows everyone, because everyone's hired within. You have to know somebody who knows somebody to get a job. In the film industry as well as in TV. I know. So it's very inbred. And that's why they're able to keep those kind of secrets. I think I'll leave it there, because I can't think of anything else really. I just don't know what you guys would like to know specifically. But I do get the impression that his poop don't stink. Do you know what I mean? His poop doesn't stink. That's what comes to mind with the Knight of Cups. His poop doesn't stink. So in the future, he feels his poop isn't going to stink, because there's enough people out there that go, oh well, you know, the boy was 18. What does it matter? Yeah, but they're the people that haven't seen the video of him acting very sheepish in a coffee shop, allegedly, when this young lad was not 16. I mean, to me he looked 9, 10, 12. I mean, could be 14, but he didn't. I mean, he didn't look much more before 14, and he was on his own. So he's known for years, and he was very sheepish, allegedly. So it's not about that, you know. It's the same thing with a certain island. A certain island. You get my meaning? With that island, it was never about 16, 17-year-olds. It was never about that. It was always about the younger ones, much younger, like Harvett younger. But that won't ever go through the media, will it? Okay. We'll leave it there. All right. If there's if you want me to do anybody and anything, I'll do anything. But I've got no imagination, so you have to actually give me a question in the comments section, and I will reply and I'll do it. But I'm a Gemini with my Venus, so I have no imagination. I survive on people kind of inspiring me, and if you don't inspire me to do one, I just generally don't. Okay, but give me a thumbs up because it helps the algorithms, and that would be fantastic. Okay, right, bye.